Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Amit, and in today's video we're going to go through the third month update of the hair transplant that I got from Turkey. Now, for those who don't know, I got a hair transplant from Istanbul, Turkey about 3 months ago. I've been documenting my entire journey from start to finish. I made a whole video of my entire transplant recently. It's on my channel. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. And of course, this is my second hair transplant. My first hair transplant was a big success, and I had 6,000 grafts extracted from my donor area and placed onto my hairline and my mid-scalp. That result was phenomenal for me, and I went back for a second time just recently 3 months ago to get the crown done and finished off. I got 4,000 grafts extracted from my donor area and placed onto my crown, and I got it done at Vera Clinic in Istanbul, Turkey. Now, if you are considering a hair transplant or have already gotten one, definitely do check out other videos from my channel. I basically talk about everything about a hair transplant, telling you about my own personal journey, as well as hopefully providing some useful and valuable tips for yourself. If that type of content interests you, definitely consider liking and subscribing to this video and the channel. And of course, if you want to see me grow a full head of hair, if that's what you're into. Alright, so the updates. So it's been 3 months, and I gotta say the progress has honestly been a little slow. It is proven that the crown does take a much longer time to grow compared to your hairline and mid-scalp, but in all honesty, at my 3-month mark last year when I got my first hair transplant, it kind of also looked a little bit the same. I do have some close-ups that I'm going to show you guys later on. The transition from the 2nd month to the 3rd month hasn't been that drastic. It's kind of just been moving along day by day. I do now see tiny little hairs growing out and popping off my crown, which is great, because in all honesty, I feel like the progress has been much slower compared to how it was last year. Last year when I got my hairline and mid-scalp, I basically looked like this. You can see that the hairline is back as well as the mid-scalp. It's kind of growing out pretty nicely. More or less, I think the 3rd month is kind of really the defining month of getting everything in order and making sure you're using your aftercare right. Because from what I hear, the 4th month onwards is really where you'll start seeing more excessive growth on the transplanted areas, which obviously I'm very excited about, but I still have to get through another month of this. So far, so good. It's growing at the pace that I believe it should be growing, and I haven't really experienced too many problems so far. And looking like that, at least I had some sort of confidence that I saw some baby hairs growing out. I feel like I'm at that stage now. Just that for some reason it just feels a little slower compared to last year. I don't know why, maybe it's just me. But I definitely do see more and more hairs growing out, which gives me a lot of hope, because I want my crown to be covered. So hopefully with time, this is gonna happen. I also just got a haircut recently to just check how well my donor area has held up after my 2 transplants. I got a total of 10,000 grafts extracted from my donor area, so I was very curious to see how well it would hold up after I got a haircut. You should definitely check that video out if you haven't already, but since then the progress of my hair feels like it's been really good. My donor area doesn't feel like it's patchy, nor does it feel like I've lost so much hair on my head. The clinic did say I had phenomenal donor hair, but I mean, I don't know how much to believe that. Regardless of that, I think it was a huge success, regardless of how this current one turns out. I don't feel like I lost so much hair on my donor hair, which is great. But yeah, it's looking good. Alright, let's jump into the 360 view of everything that's going around on my head. From the donor hair, the hairline, the mid-scalp, and the crown.
Welcome back to the 360 view series. First up, we have the front of my hairline, which, as it always has, looks pretty great. But look at the sides here. Despite going for a 2nd hair transplant, my donor area seems untouched from this angle, which is incredible to me. As for the back, same thing. My donor area looks untouched. There isn't any visible patchiness after a 2nd procedure. I have to give props to the clinic I went to, because they're known for doing an excellent job for this. And lastly, the other side is just as the rest. It barely looks like I've went for a transplant.
Now let's take a close-up look of my hairline, my mid-scalp, my crown, and of course the donor area.
As mentioned before, my hairline still holds up very well after I shaved my head again for my 2nd hair transplant. I did add more grafts for the front of my hairline. The same thing goes for my mid-scalp. I added much more to the mid-scalp to help increase the density levels, so I'm hoping over time I'll see that happening. As for the back, if I keep my hair out a little longer, I doubt anyone would ever see any scars. After 10,000 grafts in total being extracted from my donor area, I truly am blown away at how it has held up without too many patches. After 3 short months of shaving my head, I'm glad my hair has mostly grown back to how it was on my 1-year mark from my first transplant.
And now I'm going to show you guys a monthly progression of how it's been from month 1 up until month 3 of how my crown is looking, as well as the rest of my head.
So month 1 was where there was rapid growth, but also rapid shedding right after. Month 2 was where most of the shedding was nearly over, but I also started to see my old transplanted hair start to grow more. And now at month 3, last year's transplanted hair has mostly grown back, while the new ones are slowly starting to come out.
For the aftercare, I have been following the same routine that I had last month. I basically apply Nanoxodil every morning on the sides of my donor hair in the morning and at night before I sleep. I also apply the serum that I'm currently using in the morning and at night before I sleep. And I'm using the hair spray that was provided by the clinic initially once a day in the mornings. I'm also taking my finasteride in the morning. I take 1.25 milligrams every day. I'm also taking vitamin D, biotin, collagen, and as well as fish oil. I take all these things every morning as a proper routine. I don't miss a day. And to me, I felt like I did that last year religiously and it worked perfectly fine. And I got the outcome that I wanted, so that's why I want to continue doing that right now as well. I am keen to try different things in the future. But for my next month, I might try a different type of shampoo or a different type of conditioner just to see how my hair reacts to it, and hopefully, it gives me better results as well. But stay tuned for those videos. I'm going to go through a couple of things and hopefully it gives you guys more things that you can find and use possibly for your own hair. A couple other things that I do want to highlight is that I have much less itching now. I find myself scratching less on my head. I feel like the transition from the 2nd to 3rd month especially, you get less and less itchy on your head. The first 2 months are definitely much more itchier than it is currently, but I feel thankful that I'm not really scratching my head as much. I am also planning to apply Fibres very soon to be able to go out as is. Currently, I'm always wearing a hat when I go out just to see my friends and whatnot, but I have a couple of events coming up that they don't really allow hats in, so I have to kind of improvise and try to think of the next best thing, and Fibres is the way to go. I'll be making a video on that as well very soon. I have a couple of videos already on my channel showing you how to use Fibres, but I might just do it again to just kind of refresh and hopefully give you some more tips and pointers on how to use it and when to use it. I'm also seeing those pimples from last month starting to pop, I guess, and hair starting to come out, which is great. When you have pimples, it's a sign of that your hair is trying to grow out from your scalp. These are the new ingrown hairs from the transplant, which is trying to come out. So having pimples on your head is a good thing. It's a little annoying, but eventually once they pass, the fruition of it is positive and you're getting your hair back as it is. So just be patient with it. If you are experiencing a lot of pimples on your head, don't worry, it's normal. Don't freak out too much, but yeah, just give it some time and your hairs will come back, just like how mine is now currently. Good 3 months so far, and I do see the progress is happening slowly and surely, but I know that after the 4th and 5th month is really when, at least for me last year, the hair really started to explode and start growing a lot. So I'm really looking forward to that the next couple of months at least. There's so many things to look forward to and so many things to keep at it, but I think the most important thing is to stay disciplined with what you're keeping up with, especially with your aftercare. If you're going to stop doing that, nothing's going to end up working for yourself. So if you're in the same position as me, definitely keep it up, because my progress is only as good as your progress. So I really hope you guys are also enjoying my journey as well. And I'm trying to reach that end goal of getting a full head of hair. Speaking of your own hair transplants, don't forget I do have a consultation service for you guys. If you guys want to talk to me about your hair transplants, or if you're considering getting one or you're not sure and you have any doubts, hit me up in the link below. I have a one-on-one consultation service that I'll talk to you and we can get through whatever you need to. I've had so many fantastic people I've spoken to already. I'm so happy I've been able to help them in any way. So if you definitely want that help as well, definitely click the link below and try to book some time with me, and we'll definitely have that conversation together. Alright, so I think that's all for today's updates. I'm so thankful that it's been 3 months already. Time has flown incredibly fast. I can't believe just 3 months ago I got my hair transplant again. I'm looking forward to how the future looks and how much more my hair can grow. Definitely do consider liking and subscribing to the videos and the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate each and every one of you. I read all of your comments and I try to reply as much as I can. So definitely leave a comment as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.